Rain streaks down the floor-to-ceiling windows of my penthouse office, each drop catching the city lights 40 stories below. The storm mirrors the chaos in my chest as I watch Sophia pace across my marble floor, her silk dress clinging to curves that have no business being in my thoughts, but they are. God help me, they always are. He was with her in our bed, Adrian. Her voice cracks on my name, and something primal awakens in my chest. In the bed we picked out together, thunder rolls across Manhattan as I rise from behind my mahogany desk. She's trembling rage or heartbreak. I can't tell, maybe both. The urge to comfort her wars with the need to keep my distance, the way I have for the 3 years since our parents married. Sophia, I keep my voice steady, controlled. Look at me. When she turns, her emerald eyes are bright with unshed tears. My stepsister, the woman who's haunted every board meeting, every business dinner, every quiet moment since she walked into my life wearing a bridesmaid's dress and a smile. That stopped my world. I should have listened to you. She laughs, but there's no humor in it. You warned me about Marcus from the beginning. I had, because I could see what she couldn't, that Marcus Blackwell was a user, a fortune hunter who saw dollar signs when he looked at the Ashford family name, but mostly because watching her with him had been slowly killing me. You deserved better than suspicion. The words come out rougher than I intend. I move closer, drawn by an invisible thread I've fought for too long. You deserve to trust him. The space between us shrinks to nothing. She smells like jasmine and rain, and when she looks up at me, I see something dangerous flickering in her eyes. Recognition. What, Adrian? My name is a whisper on her lips. What are we doing? The question hangs in the air like smoke. We both know the answer. We've been circling this moment for your stolen glances across family dinners, hands that linger too long during innocent touches, conversations that stop abruptly when others enter the room. I reach up to brush a tear from her cheek. Her skin is silk beneath my thumb. We're not doing anything, but I don't pull away. Neither does she. Lightning illuminates the room, casting dramatic shadows across her face. In that flash of light, I see everything: her vulnerability, her trust, her need, and my own reflection in her eyes, dark with desire I've kept leashed for too long. He never looked at me the way you do. The confession escapes her before she can stop it. Her cheeks flush, but she doesn't take it back. My hand stills against her face. Sophia, don't. She places her palm against my chest, right over my racing heart. Don't tell me I'm imagining this. Don't tell me you don't feel it to feel it. I'm drowning in it. Have been since the moment she called me tonight. Voice breaking as she told me about Marcus's betrayal. I'd left a board meeting mid-sentence, driven through the storm like a man possessed, all to be here when she needed me. The way I always am, the way I always will be. This isn't just about tonight, I say, my voice barely audible over the storm. This isn't just about him. She shakes her head. No, it's not. The admission settles between us like a lit fuse. There's no taking it back. Now, no pretending we haven't crossed some invisible line. I should step away, should put distance between us before we do something we can't undo. But when she rises on her toes, when her breath mingles with mine, when her lips part in invitation, the elevator dings. We spring apart as footsteps echo across the marble. My assistant's voice carries through the storm, apologetic, urgent, completely oblivious to what she's just interrupted. Mr. Ashford, I'm sorry to bother you, but your father is on line 1. He says it's about the Blackwell merger. Sophia's eyes widen. Marcus's family company. The deal that's been months in the making, worth hundreds of millions. I look at her, seeing my own realization reflected in her face. This isn't just about us anymore. This is about to get complicated. The rain hasn't stopped for days, turning Manhattan into a watercolor painting, bleeding at the edges. I find myself standing at my apartment window, watching Sophia's reflection in the glass as she moves through my living space, like she belongs. Here, she's been staying with me since the charity gala, propriety abandoned in favor of proximity. Family expectations be damned. We tell ourselves it's temporary, just until she finds a new place. We're lying. Your father called again. She appears beside me, close enough that her warmth seeps through my shirt. 6 times. I don't turn from the window. Can't. Because if I look at her right now, if I see that mix of defiance and vulnerability in her green eyes. I'll do something we can't take back. He's furious about London, I say instead. Because I turned it down. Because you turned it down for me. The words settle between us like a confession. We haven't talked about that night in the gallery. Haven't acknowledged the kiss that changed everything. But it hovers in every shared glance, every accidental touch, every moment we find ourselves alone together. Maybe I turned it down for me. Her voice is soft, thoughtful. Maybe I'm tired of running from what I want. Now I do turn, and the sight of her steals my breath. She's wearing one of my shirts, white cotton, that hangs loose on her frame, revealing the elegant line of her throat, the curve of her shoulder. Her hair falls in dark waves around her face, and her lips are bare, inviting. And what do you want, Sophia? She steps closer, close enough that I can count her eyelashes, can see the flutter of her pulse at the base of her throat. You know what I want. The admission hangs in the air like smoke. Dangerous, intoxicating. Say it. My voice comes out, rougher than I intend. I need to hear you say it. Her chin lifts in that stubborn way I've come to adore. I want you, Adrian. I want this, whatever this is between us. I want to stop pretending it doesn't exist. Something breaks loose in my chest, some restraint I've held onto for too long. When I reach for her, she comes willingly, melting into my arms like she was made to fit there. Do you know what you're asking? I frame her face with my hands, thumbs, tracing her cheekbones. Do you understand what this means? It means we stop lying to ourselves. She covers my hands with hers. It means we admit that what we feel is real, even if it's complicated. Complicated. The understatement of the century. The family will never accept this. I warn her. The business. The media. I don't care. The fierce determination in her voice undoes me completely. Do you? Do I care about scandal? About whispered conversations and judgmental stares? About my father's machinations and the board's disapproval? Not when she's looking at me like I'm her salvation. No, I breathe against her lips. I don't care about any of it. This time when I kiss her, there's no urgency, no fear of interruption. Just the slow burn of 3 years of wanting, of watching, of dreaming about this moment. She tastes like wine and promises, like everything I've ever wanted and never thought I could have. When her hands tangle in my hair, when she sighs my name against my mouth, I know there's no going back. We move together toward the couch. A dance as old as desire itself. Every touch is reverent, every kiss a confession we've held back too long. When she pulls me down beside her, when her fingers work at the buttons of my shirt, I catch her hands. Are you sure? The question costs me, but I have to ask. Once, we crossed this line. We crossed the line years ago. She interrupts, her eyes blazing with certainty. We just never admitted it. She's right. The moment she walked into my life, the moment I looked at her and felt the world shift on its axis, we were lost. Everything since has just been delaying the inevitable. I kiss her again, deeper this time, pouring 3 years of longing into the connection. She responds with equal fervor, her body arching against mine, her soft sounds of pleasure driving me to the edge of control. When I trail kisses along her throat, she tilts her head back, giving me access to the sensitive spot where her pulse races. She tastes like silk and secrets, and when I find that particular place that makes her gasp, I know I could spend forever learning every sound she makes. Adrian. My name is a prayer on her lips. I need. What? I pull back to look at her, to memorize this moment. Tell me what you need. You. The simplicity of it, the honesty, breaks something open inside me. Just you. Thunder rolls overhead, and lightning illuminates her face, beautiful, trusting, mine. In this moment, nothing else exists. Not family expectations, not business complications, not the storm raging outside. Just us, just this. I'm about to tell her I love her. About to confess the depth of feeling I've carried like a secret for so long. When my phone buzzes insistently on the coffee table, we both freeze. The screen shows my father's photo, his steel gray eyes seeming to stare right through the glass at us. Don't answer it, Sophia whispers. But even as I reach to silence the phone, we both know the spell is broken. Reality intrudes like cold water, reminding us that we exist in a world beyond these walls, beyond this perfect moment. The phone stops ringing, then immediately starts again. He knows. Sophia's voice is small, uncertain. Somehow he knows I'm here. I silence the phone and pull her closer. My arm's a fortress against the world outside. It doesn't matter, but it does matter, and we both know it. Because Richard Ashford doesn't make calls like this without purpose. Because men like my father don't simply accept defeat. Because loving Sophia might cost us everything. And as I hold her in the flickering light of the storm, as her heart beats against mine, I realize I don't care what it costs. She's worth it all. The emergency board meeting feels like a tribunal. I sit at the head of the polished conference table. Every face around it a study and barely contain judgment. My father orchestrated this perfectly leaked photos from a private investigator. Financial records showing Sophia's recent living arrangements. Whispered concerns about family stability affecting company morale. This has to stop, Adrian. My father's voice cuts through the murmur of conversation. You're compromising everything we've built. But I'm not looking at him. I'm watching Sophia through the glass walls of the conference room as she paces my outer office, magnificent in her fury. She wanted to be here, to face this together. I couldn't let that happen. Some battles you fight alone. The Ashford name means something. Continues board member Harrison Cole. His disgust poorly concealed. Integrity, family values. This arrangement makes a mockery of both. What arrangement? I keep my voice level. Dangerous. My personal life is not board business. It is when it affects stock prices. My father slides a tablet across the table. Down 12% since the rumors started. Our investors are nervous. The numbers don't surprise me. Neither does his strategy. Financial pressure is his preferred weapon. More subtle than outright manipulation, but just as effective. The solution is simple. He continues, end it. Send her to London as planned. Let time and distance restore sanity. No, the single word rings with finality. Round the table, expressions shift from concern to alarm. They expected resistance, not complete refusal. Adrian, my father's tone turns paternal. Almost gentle. You're not thinking clearly. She's careful. I stand slowly, my hands flat on the table. Very careful what you say next. The temperature in the room drops 10 degrees. These men have seen me negotiate billion-dollar deals with ice in my veins. Have watched me dismantle competitors without blinking. But this is different. This is personal. She means that much to you. The question comes from Eleanor Ashford, my father's sister, and the only other family member on the board. Her voice holds genuine curiosity, not judgment. Everything. I don't hesitate. She means everything. Silence stretches like a held breath. Through the glass, I see Sophia has stopped pacing. She's watching us now, reading the tension even without hearing the words. Then you leave us no choice. My father's mask finally slips, revealing the cold calculation beneath. A vote of no confidence. Effective immediately. The words hit like physical blows. He's calling for my removal as CEO, using the board's concerns about scandal as justification. It's a power play 3 years in the making, and I walked right into it. You can't be serious. Eleanor looks genuinely shocked. Richard, he's your son. He's made his choice. My father doesn't even look at me. The company requires leadership. That puts business before personal indulgence. The vote is swift, brutal. 7-4 in favor of my removal, with Eleanor and 3 others dissenting. In the space of 10 minutes, I've lost everything I've worked for my entire adult life, except the one thing that matters most. I don't stay to watch them celebrate. Don't give them the satisfaction of seeing the impact of their decision. Instead, I walk out of that room with my head high and my heart intact, because Sophia is waiting. She's in my arms before the conference room door closes behind me, her face pressed against my chest, her fingers clutching my shirt like armor. I'm sorry, she whispers. This is my fault. No, I tilt her chin up, needing her to see the truth in my eyes. This was always coming. My father's been looking for an excuse to push me out for years. But the company is just a company. The words surprise me with their honesty. You're irreplaceable. She searches my face, looking for regret, for resentment. She won't find either. Losing the company hurts, but losing her would have destroyed me. What do we do now? She asks. Now, I frame her face with my hands, thumb tracing her lower lip. Now we stop hiding, This time when I kiss her, it's not stolen or secret. It's a declaration, witnessed by anyone brave enough to look through the glass walls of the executive floor. Let them see, let them talk. Let the whole world know that Adrian Ashford chooses love over legacy. She responds with equal fervor, her body pressing against mine, her hands fisting in my hair. When we finally break apart, both breathing hard, I see something new in her eyes. Freedom. Take me home, she whispers. Home, not my apartment or hers, but the place we've created together in the space between heartbeats, in stolen moments and whispered confessions. Always, I promise. And as we walk past the conference room full of shocked faces, past assistants and employees who pretend not to stare, past the life I'm leaving behind, I know I'm walking toward something better, something real, something worth every sacrifice. The elevator doors close on whispers and speculation, but inside the small space, there's only us, only truth, only the promise of what comes next. I love you. The confession escapes before I can stop it. 3 words I've held back for too long. Her smile could power the city. I love you too. The elevator descends, carrying us away from judgment and toward freedom. And for the first time in years, I know exactly where I belong. With her. Always with her. No matter what it costs. 6 months later, I'm standing on the terrace of our Malibu home, watching Sophia emerge from the ocean like some mythical creature born from sea foam and sunlight. The scandal has died to whispers. The company thrives under new leadership. My father's, naturally. Though Eleanor tells me the board asks about my return with increasing frequency, I don't miss it. Not the politics, not the pressure, not the compromise of every decision. What I've found instead is better. You're staring again. Sophia's voice carries on the ocean breeze as she climbs the steps to our deck, water droplets catching the late afternoon sun like diamonds on her skin. Can you blame me? I hand her a towel, but my fingers linger on hers longer than necessary. Even after all this time, touching her still feels like coming home. She wraps the towel around herself, but not before I catch a glimpse of the marks I left on her shoulder this morning. Gentle evidence of our passion. That makes my blood heat all over again. The Hartwell acquisition went through. I mention casually, though my new venture capital firm's latest success is anything but casual. 50 million profit in 6 months. Not bad for a disgraced former CEO. Her smile is teasing. Proud. What did your father say when he heard? Nothing. Publicly. I pull her into my arms. Salt and warmth and everything I need. Privately, Eleanor says he's been asking questions about bringing me back, and I told her no. I brush a strand of wet hair from her face. Some things are more important than empire. The truth settles between us like a satisfied sigh. We've built something here, away from New York's judgment and family expectations. Something clean and honest and entirely ours. Good, she murmurs against my lips. Because I have plans for you that don't involve board meetings. Oh, I raise an eyebrow. What kind of plans? Instead of answering, she takes my hand and leads me inside, through the sun-soaked living room to our bedroom overlooking the Pacific. The space is simple, elegant white linens and natural wood. Nothing like the opulent trappings of my former life. This is better. Real. She turns in my arms, and I see something new in her expression. Not passion, though that's there too. Something deeper, more permanent. I have something to tell you, she says. Her voice soft with barely contained excitement. My heart stops, starts again at double speed. What? She reaches into the bedside drawer and pulls out a small velvet box that I recognize. Because I've been carrying it for weeks, waiting for the perfect moment. I found this. Her eyes dance with mischief and love. Were you planning to ask me something? I laugh, the sound rusty with emotion. I was waiting for the right time. And when would that be? When I was sure you wouldn't say yes out of obligation. When I was certain you chose me, not just the safety I could provide. I take the box from her hands, my own trembling slightly. When I knew you loved Adrian the man, not Adrian the Ashford heir. You mean the man who gave up an empire for love? She frames my face with her hands. The one who chose scandal over security, who fights for what matters instead of what looks good. That's a very romantic way of describing professional suicide. That's a very practical way of describing the most romantic gesture in history. Her smile could stop time. So yes, Adrian, whatever you're about to ask, the answer is yes. I dropped to one knee anyway, because some traditions are worth preserving. Because she deserves the moment, the memory, the promise spoken in sunlight, with the ocean as our witness. Sophia Ashford. I begin, then catch myself. Sophia Chen. Her laugh is pure joy. She's legally changed her name back, shedding the family connection that brought us together and nearly tore us apart. Sophia Chen. I continue. Will you marry me? Will you build something new with me? Something that's just ours. The ring, a simple solitaire that catches fire in the California sun, trembles in my hands. Not because I doubt her answer, but because this moment matters. Because after everything we've endured, everything we've sacrificed, we get to choose each other. Freely. Yes, she's crying now, tears mixing with salt water and laughter. Yes, always yes. The ring slides onto her finger like it was always meant to be there. Like she was always meant to be here. In my arms, in my life, in my future. When I stand and kiss her, it tastes like promise and possibility. Like new beginnings and happy endings and all the tomorrows we'll write together. I love you. I whisper against her lips. Beyond reason, beyond logic, beyond everything I thought I knew about myself. I love you too. She pulls back to look at me, her green eyes bright with unshed tears and infinite tenderness. My stubborn, romantic, impossible man. Outside, the sun begins to set over the Pacific, painting our bedroom in shades of gold and amber. Tomorrow we'll face whatever challenges come: family disapproval, business complications, the endless curiosity of a world that can't quite understand what we've chosen. Tonight, we have this: each other, the promise of forever, and the certainty that whatever storms may come, we'll weather them together. I lift her in my arms, and she laughs, the sound echoing off the walls of our sanctuary. When I lay her on the bed, when I cover her body with mine, when I show her with touch and breath and whispered promises exactly how much she means to me, there's nothing else in the world but us. Love, pure and complicated and worth every price. We paid for it. As the stars appear in the darkening sky, as the ocean whispers its ancient song outside our windows, I know we've finally found our happy ending. Not the one anyone expected, not the safe, conventional choice, but ours, completely, perfectly, eternally ours. And that makes all the difference. The charity gala glitters around us like a stage set, all crystal chandeliers and designer gowns. But I only see her. Sophia moves through the crowd like liquid gold in her backless dress, every eye in the room drawn to her effortless grace. She's been avoiding me for 3 days since that night in my office. 3 days of silence that have felt like 3 years. You're staring. My father appears at my elbow, champagne flute in hand. At your sister, stepsister. The distinction matters. Even if I can't say it aloud, I'm making sure she's okay. The breakup with Marcus was inevitable. Richard Ashford's voice is steel wrapped in silk. I never liked that boy. Too hungry. Men like that make mistakes. His words carry weight I don't want to examine too closely. The Blackwell merger collapsed spectacularly yesterday when Marcus's infidelity became public knowledge. Photos leaked to the press. His reputation in ruins. Coincidence? With my father, nothing ever is. Excuse me, I need air, space, distance from the knowing look in my father's eyes. But I don't head for the terrace. I find myself following Sophia as she slips away from a group of socialites, her smile perfect and completely hollow. She doesn't see me as she escapes into the museum's sculpture gallery, seeking refuge among the marble figures. The party sounds fade to a distant hum as I find her standing before a rodin, her fingers tracing patterns in the air just inches from the stone. Beautiful, isn't it? I keep my voice low, intimate. The way he captured desire in stone. She doesn't turn, but her shoulders tense. You shouldn't be here. Neither should you. Running away from your own charity event. Now she faces me, and the longing in her eyes nearly brings me to my knees. I can't do this. Adrian, I can't pretend everything is normal when you look at me like that. Like what? Like you want to devour me. The words hit like lightning. Direct, honest, devastating. I step closer, close enough to catch her scent, to see the pulse racing in her throat. And if I do, her breath hitches. We're family. Are we? I reach out, let my fingers ghost along her bare arm. She shivers but doesn't pull away, because family doesn't feel like this. The sculpture gallery feels smaller suddenly, the air thick with possibility and danger. We're alone here, hidden among the shadows and stone, and the temptation to touch her properly, to taste those lips that have haunted my dreams, is almost overwhelming. The merger, she whispers. Did you? I had nothing to do with Marcus's choices. True, if incomplete. I didn't make him cheat. But when the photos appeared, when his reputation crumbled, I didn't try to save the deal either. He destroyed his own life. She studies my face in the dim light. You don't seem surprised. Men like Marcus always self-destruct. It was just a matter of time. I cup her cheek, thumb brushing across her lower lip. You deserve better. Better like what? Her voice is barely a whisper, like someone who worships you. Someone who would burn the world down before letting anyone hurt you. The words hang between us, loaded with meaning. She knows I'm not speaking hypothetically. Adrian, my name is a plea. We can't, but she's leaning into my touch, her body betraying her words. When I tilt her chin up, when our faces are inches apart, when her lips part on a soft sigh. Can't what? I murmur against her mouth. Can't want each other too late. Can't touch. We already are. Her hands fist in my shirt, pulling me closer. Even as she shakes her head. The family, the business. If anyone found out. Let me worry about that. You don't understand. Your father, he came to see me today. Ice floods my veins. I pull back just far enough to see her face. What did he say? That Marcus's downfall was convenient. That sometimes family loyalty requires sacrifices. She swallows hard. He knows. Adrian, about us. Of course he does. Richard Ashford didn't build an empire by being blind to the undercurrents around him. The question is what he plans to do about it. What else? I demand. He offered me a position. Head of European operations, based in London. Her voice cracks. It's everything I've ever wanted professionally, and a continent away from me. My father's chess moves are always 3 steps ahead. Are you going to take it? She searches my face, looking for something I'm not sure I can give her. Permission, a reason to stay, a promise I might not be able to keep. I don't know, she admits. I don't know anything anymore. Footsteps echo in the corridor outside security, probably. Or guests looking for the restrooms. We have seconds before someone finds us here, alone in the dark, standing too close, wanting too much. I lean in, my lips brushing her ear. Then let me help you decide. Before she can protest, before logic can intervene, I kiss her. Not soft, not sweet, but with all the hunger I've kept caged for 3 long years. She melts into me for one perfect moment, her mouth opening under mine, her body pressing against me like she's been waiting for this as long as I have. Then the footsteps grow closer and reality crashes back. We break apart, both breathing hard, both knowing everything has changed. Ms. Ashford, a security guard's voice echoes through the gallery. Your guests are asking for you. She straightens her dress with shaking hands, but her eyes never leave mine. This isn't over. It's not a question, it's a promise. And as she walks away, leaving me alone among the marble figures, I know she's right. This is just the beginning.